Hi. Nice to meet you. Welcome. Welcome. Bang on time. Sorry if I keep you waiting there. The last interview ran over a little bit, so yeah, apologies. I know these things can be quite stressful, and you waiting there just fills you with anxiety and things. But I appreciate you waiting, and honestly, you've got nothing to be stressed about, worried about. This isn't like an job interview where you don't do crazy stuff. It's just a simple conversation between you and me, and it's all based on just how you answer your questions. The way you conduct yourself now is completely fine. Like, you're dressed appropriately. You're speaking to me in the manner that we're looking for. So hopefully this can go the way that you want. So during this interview, I might not be looking at you. I might be on my screen typing up notes, and also physically writing notes. Is that okay? Yep. Okay. So tell me a bit about yourself. Okay. So what made you want to leave that job? Okay, and can you give me an example when you was at that job of a time that you worked as a team and you put the team at the forefront? No, you can start. I've got time. Yeah. Okay. And what was the end goal for that? Okay, nice. And is this something that you were used to before in your experience, or is this something new for you? Okay, brilliant. So what would you say are like your strengths? If you have to give me like your top 5 strengths. Okay. And yeah, could you still just like give me like the one word, like your strength is like leadership. If you could give me an example. It doesn't have to be short, just a couple of sentences. Okay. Yep. It's always important here. Okay. I mean, you don't really get that one, but that's a good one. Yeah. Right. So off the back of that, could you give me your weaknesses? Good. I had, not in this round, but in a different lot of interviews, I had someone say they have no weaknesses, and I can understand why. It's always good to be confident in yourself, but it's always good to know where you can improve as well. A weakness is not something to like be looked down upon. It's an area where you've identified yourself that you need to be better at, or maybe someone has told you, or you've pointed it out to you, something that you can get better at. So having weaknesses is always a good thing, because there's always time to develop and learn. So yeah, no, you're answering well so far. Okay. And is that something from that you've realised from work or just out of work? Okay. No, I mean, I think that's fine. Yeah. So could you, taking in your strengths and your weaknesses, could you tell me a time where you've like failed at a task, but then like you've overcame that task and actually succeeded? Okay. So yeah, no problem there. The reason we ask this question is just to get like an understanding to assess different like abilities of yours and like your behaviours. Once you answer the question, I'll tell you what we're looking for. Because if I tell you in advance, it's not fair to the other candidates. Is this our previous role? Yeah. And where was it? And have you sent those contact details off, like references? Or you can do it after, okay. Okay. No, please continue. Continue, yeah. And how many people were working with you to overcome this challenge? And who would you say was the leader of the group? Okay. Yeah, no. So yeah, no, I'm happy with that. As long as you're happy, I think you've answered different things. So the reason why we asked this question in particular is, one, to figure out like the way you'd answer like your problem solving skills, your initial like reactions to respond, and how you'd work, your resilience to like be failing something, but to then overcome that challenge. So you don't just give up. You think of new ways to do it, or go and ask for help. In order to be successful and succeed in what you need to do, and your ability to learn from the mistakes, which is what you recapped at the end, that you figured out like what went wrong and what you can improve on next time. Not necessarily like a weakness, but like I'm saying, somewhere where you can improve and actually learn. Yeah. So do you have any educational background? Do you have any degrees or college or your grades? Yep. Okay. Just gonna mark down those schools. So you got. Yep. 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 Okay, and what was that in? And where was that? think I have a colleague that went there, yeah. And what are your salary expectations going into this? I know it's always a difficult question to ask at interviews. I personally, it's a question from me being interviews that I struggled with. But yeah. Okay, and what are you currently on? Okay. I think what you're asking isn't unreasonable for your your experience. What you're showing us definitely could fit that criteria. I don't think there's any issues there. Yeah, I don't think your salary should be a problem. No bonuses, no, we don't operate on a bonus. Your bonus is just incorporated into your wage, just because it's not a bonus for doing good at the end of the year, it's you doing good overall the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, so you, just before I enter that, we are finished now. It's now just at the point of any question that you want to ask, that's why I'm writing these down for you. I'll send you the answers to these questions via email as well. So yes, to answer your question, you will get a work laptop and mobile. Yeah, so with commuting, it's depending on like how far you are with how much money you can get back. With travelling into the office, we're not full time in the office. You can work from home. Yeah, that is pretty much everything we need from our side of things. I've got 2 more candidates after you, and then by the end of today we should obviously know our decision, and we'll contact you tomorrow if you are successful. If you're not successful, you'll probably hear towards the end of the week. But I think that's everything from us, unless you have any further questions. Yeah, so if you are successful, then we'll send you out the email, and then we'll send you up follow-up emails to get like your IDs and references and things like that before we send you your official contract to sign, and then yeah, we'll get your date sorted and to start. Actually, when is your notice? What's your notice period for this job? Okay, so just standard. Not too bad. I'll turn around. There shouldn't be any issues with that. No. No, that's fine. No, pleasure to meet you. Yep. Like I said, hopeful for the best, and we will contact you soon. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, if you could give your visitors pass back to reception out front. Yeah. And if you park, did you park? Yeah. They'll sort out your parking for you as well. Okay, thank you.